Well, typical fashion. Forgot I got something going on with this hub here. Old vacuum hubs. So before I go look at this truck, I'm gonna pull this apart, put some grease in it, and maybe even get some worn lockouts down at O'Reilly's on the way. We'll see. Got some grease in here. Took this apart, put some grease in here, inspect everything, looks good. Figure that out. Then I gotta put the spring back in, pop this back in, put it all back together, hit the road. Remember I said I was gonna hit the road? Well, I got the truck warming up here, and I noticed something. Walked by Caitlin's truck, I noticed, whoa, was not there. Sure enough, it's like a diesel. So shut this down. It's gonna be a long day. It's cold. This is how we're gonna start it. Trying to save a SuperCab today. Fix the tow truck and then stop this from leaking. So finally here after a couple setbacks here today, but this is the truck. It is Sequoia Brown. It is a SuperCab, and we've had a few of these and we really like the SuperCabs. So let me flip this around and I'll show you what it looks like here. All right, when I did look at the truck, I did notice that tag was 2010, so 14 years, and my key is still here. I didn't want to lose it, so I figured I'll just leave it here. If I can get this thing out of here. Trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. Okay, all right, got the key. Tailgate's not in too bad a shape. She's been sitting here for a little while. I thought I closed that door a little bit better. Guess not. Oh, those tires do look pretty old. Might drive on them. We'll see if I can find some here tonight. Pretty truck. A couple things I did notice on it when I did look at it. Drip rail has got a little bit here and a little bit down in there, which is really a shame. Anybody that knows about these trucks, these dent sides, it's a common area for them to go, and this side's got a little bit coming in on the SuperCab part. Really common on SuperCabs all the way through the 90s. This side of the bed's not too bad. Pretty nice bumper on it. This one, this side here got a whammy. Whammy! That's a shame. Good candidate for a service body, or if you can find a Sequoia Brown 8-foot bed, or you just cut it down. No, won't be doing any of that. Same thing on this side. Not in the best shape. A little bit here, but for the price, I could not complain. When I first looked at the truck, I was really thinking about using it for parts, but I kind of think it has a little bit more potential than that if somebody wants to put the work into it. One of these bushes over here, oh, don't tell me I got in it. One of these bushes got me real bad last time. So, oh, nice, got spare. Firestone, made in the USA. Probably better than what I can get at Walmart right now. And the wagon comes with it. So do the fence posts. Whatever else is in there. Probably fix that wagon up, take it to the junkyard. Pull some parts with it. Door panels are in great shape. Actually may need to snag those for the highboy, we'll see. It's a little vent down here. Floor is toast. Typical SuperCab seat. They always start to tear back here for some reason. Back seat's mint. Headliner's there. And she's sagging pretty good. Might be something living up in there. Ooh. Garage door opener. Nice. Alright. Oh, did not know that that side was gone. And it is a custom factory air truck. Still has the factory radio. Has not been hacked on. A little crack there. This piece here is not in bad shape. 16,473 miles. Definitely rolled over. Pedals look pretty good. Might be 116. Door pins are really tight. It's good. Yep, she's been parked up a little while. What's this say? What does it say? Miss Molly Brown? Maybe that's her name. She's just a little stiff. Best part about the whole truck, I think it may be a 460. Looks pretty big. Judging by the heads and the intake, is definitely not an FE motor. I want to say this is a 74, maybe? July of 74. So 74 July, that could be a 74 or a 75. I'm not too sure. So when I did look at the truck, put a deposit on it, the motor was not locked up. I was able to put tension on it and get the crank to turn. I did have this cranking, had it turning over with this rebuilt battery. So I don't think it was getting spark. But I've got a coil with me. So I want to say this had a Edelbrock on it. Yep. Edelbrock. Was not locked up. Poured some fuel down in it and it did not hit a lick whatsoever. So cool, it looks pretty old. All right, I'm gonna get a couple tools out here and check for spark. See if it cranks. It should crank, did before. Oil looked good. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this truck, but it would make a good cheap truck for somebody. If anybody wants it, just comment down below or message us somehow, because we have enough projects going on right now. All right, first things first, I'm gonna hook up the battery cables and then I'm gonna check for power at the coil. And if I've got power going to the coil, I will then go ahead and check the coil. If the coil's bad, I'll switch it out with the one that I brought. And after that, I'll go ahead and start replacing any of these cracked vacuum pieces here in the carburetor, and then check for spark. Try to go through the distributor cap, all that stuff. And as long as I know I've got spark, then the next step is I'm going to put a little bit of gas in the carb, see if it runs. I just noticed that the gas tank, or there is a gas tank that looks like a dent side one, sitting in the bed. So I would assume this truck had some sort of fuel problems and it was parked. Having a 460 14 years ago, maybe it was around the time when gas jumped up around $4. It might have made more sense just to park it for a little while than to fool with it, but we'll see. Plus, I left the coil on the pickup. Before I walk back over there and get it, I'll just check the key on. See what kind of power we got. Dent sides are so great. You just put your little tool bag right down in there. Check the battery while I'm at it. Found this about a month ago, so 12.91. Battery's good. It's showing it's good. So cables don't look too bad. Turn that key on. It's so nice when you find one with a key.
You can do nothing without the key.
I heard something. Actually, let me see if it cranks real quick. Yep. Alright. Got the key forward. Should have power going to the coil. Pull this wire right off the coil here. Stick your positive in. My negative right to the battery. .00. Wow, right on the money. Okay, so I do have power to the coil. I'm going to disconnect the battery here. Check out some stuff. I am going to pop the distributor cap off. Just take a look in here. There is no box on the fender well that is on a lot of the dent sides, the mid to late 70s trucks. So this may be a points truck. It is not. Yes, it is. It is a points truck. Okay. So, forget everything I said earlier.
Okay, forget that I just said that.
Because these points could just be corroded. I mean, 14 years is the last tag, but who knows? Could be longer. Try to clean them up a little bit. See if I get spark here. If I can, that'd be great. Honestly, they don't look terrible. I've seen a lot worse. Should have some sandpaper with me. Probably have to dig around the pickup for a half an hour to find it. Cold one out today. Might be coming back tomorrow. All right, I'm back. Got a fancy coil. That's what they had in stock. Piece of sandpaper. Okay, so I've got this piece of sandpaper in between the points inside the distributor, and I'm just gonna sand on them a little bit, give it a couple flicks. I'll leave the top off, hook the battery back up, turn this rotor, and see if I have any spark. It's kind of a bush way to check before I jump into the coil. Nope. I don't know if I have points of condenser. I, for some reason, thought this had an HEI or something on there already. I'll check the coil. Go from there. Okay, I checked the coil. The primary side, it's steady at 2. so 200 ohms. And the secondary side, it's steady. It was around 8,000. I had it on the 20,000 ohm setting. I think that's right. Every time I test a coil, I completely forget how to do it. So I'm gonna see about the ground. I think there's a ground inside here for the condenser. So I'm gonna just unscrew the condenser, hit it with a little bit of sandpaper, and then try it again. How do all you like working on points? Do you prefer them? Do you hate them? Comment down below, let me know. My old Highboy had points when I bought it 12 years ago, and never gave me an issue. Now it's got an HEI flamethrower or something. Don't drop it. Alright. So I'd really have to assume that little ground strap is your ground for your points. Probably will not be running to the parts store and coming back today for what time it is. But I definitely want to start with spark on this one because it's already cranking. And points are pretty notorious for getting corroded and gummed up, or bad condenser or anything. Points out of gap doesn't take much for them, but I definitely do not have anything against them. Like I said, I had really good luck with them for many years. Daily drove the truck, worked it, everything. So, oops, did not clean the distributor side. Okay, it did not change the gap on the points, which is good because the gap looks good. Looks like a business card. I can't remember how many thousandths it is. Put the flicks. Rotor button back on. All right, coil's all hooked back up. This is going to the parts store. Definitely got to say it's most likely the condenser right here, or the points right there. Could be the coil. I may as well just pop that on while I'm here. That primary side was sitting right around 2, so it's a bit low. I think it's supposed to be under 5, so it's on the lower side. But this is what we're working with here. The cap don't look too bad. Big whopping metal broken carb on it. Got any pressure? Nope. It's got newer radiator or heater core hoses on it. Well, I may as well put some air in the tires while I'm here, see if any of them hold overnight. Might drive it, might tow it, don't know yet. If anybody's had one of these trucks as a work truck over the years, comment it down below. Be interesting to hear what you had, what you used it for, how long. These trucks played a big role in building what we have today. Hey! Nice gentleman that bought the truck off just arrived. All right, so. Well, heading home. Got dark really quick. Got pretty cold too. But tomorrow's gonna be a nice day. I'm gonna pick up some points and a condenser just in case. I got to talking there about some car stuff, so I gotta use up the last little bit of the daylight, which is fine. It's worth it. Oh, the truck's making noise. Great. Well, hit it again tomorrow and see if this truck will run, if it will move. It does sound like the truck was off the road for at least 14 years. Turns out the truck was originally owned by a shop in Knoxville that dealt in foreign cars, I think Japanese, European cars. So it's kind of cool to do a revival on a truck that was in an back in the day in the 70s and 80s, 90s. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna cut this video off now, and you will see me in the morning working on that truck again. I'm back. Picked up some points at O'Reilly's. Part number 2-1306. Picked up a condenser, which I think is what was bad. 2-2013. Points that come out of it look fairly new. The sanding job worked. Did the Mortsky flick on it. Still no spark. But the ones I just put in, I got spark. So this little condenser here is probably junk. I'm going to test it when I get home. So I'm going to button up the distributor cap and hook up the battery, pour a little bit of fuel down the carb, and see if she'll bark off. All right, I got some gas, and I aired up all the tires. All of them took air, so that's good. Got that a little funky. Come on, old girl. Come on, Miss Molly. You want to run? Key was working a moment ago. Where key? Key's not working. What? Come on. Finally get a key. Ooh, baby. Miss Molly Brown's back. It's not be enough gas for a 460. Come on, old girl, you want to run a little bit longer. She'll run.
Run, Forrest, run!
I want to take a look here and see where I can fill this fuel bowl, because now I know I got spark. Now I know it will pop off. I want to keep fuel to it, at least even for a little bit, and then if I can keep it running for a little bit, I'll start checking on the vacuum caps that are all cracked and all that stuff, and then get into the fuel system as far as what fuel's coming up to the carb. Actually, I'm gonna take that line off right now and see if I have a jug or something, just in case it's pulling from the tank, if it has a tank. I'll take a look now. So I'll definitely pull this line off. I don't want to suck too much of that whole gas up here. All right, I think I know where it's got to go in here. Looks like there's 2 spots that can go, one on each side. Big Edelbrock. I don't know what size it is. All right. Come on, Miss Molly Brown, let's go. I knew she'd run. An old oil pressure gauge in here on the floor, so I'll see if I can get it to where I can see it. Right up to 40 pounds. Okay, I don't want to be cranking here all day, so I'm gonna figure out the fuel pump to it, even if I have to put an electric pump in line. See what happens here. Doesn't smell like you got any fuel in that Mountain Dew bottle, so that's a good sign. All right, so I got one of these Edelbrock electric fuel pumps. I'm gonna throw into a jug, feed it right up to the carb. I've used these in the past. It's pretty quick and easy. They are reliable. You can mount them and everything. But this does have dual tanks, tank selector valve. Truck's kind of in a bad spot here, so I'm just gonna hook this up to the battery, feed it off of a jug right to the carb, see if the float works, and see if I can get it to run a little bit longer. Squirters are working in the carb thanks to that electric fuel pump. I gotta hook it back up and probably figure out a better jug for it, or maybe just leave it disconnected, because now the fuel bowl and the carb should be full, I would imagine, or at least pretty close to it. I don't see anything spilling over, so maybe the float's working and the check and everything in there. So it's a much better way to control it when you're starting like this. So I'm running a little bit longer. I still have the old mechanical fuel pump fuel supply in the Mountain Dew bottle. This way I can see if the fuel pump, the mechanical one, is working and if it is pulling anything. I definitely don't want to put it into that carb. It'll gum it up. It's just nasty, especially for 14 years. Battery up, hit it again. See if I can get it to stay running a little bit longer. Oh shoot, I forgot those vacuum plugs on the carb. Should be good. Doing anything here. I don't think that fuel pump's working. I did use that fuel pump to suck nasty, dirty old gas a while back, so it's probably shot. Run down O'Reilly's real quick. Picked up a Edelbrock inline electric fuel pump. Bowl should be full now. Let's go. You don't sound half bad. Good stuff. I just shut it off because I want to check that fuel coming from the mechanical pump in case it is pulling something. But she really don't sound bad. No ticking or knocking or banging. I got over 50 pounds of oil pressure, so it almost sounds like it's a pretty good little 460 or whatever it is. Yep, 460 right here in the valve cover. So it does not appear to be pulling any fuel from the tank. I suppose it's got the midship tank in it still. The rear tank's in the bed, inside the bed. I'll hook this fuel pump up once more. Try it again. All right, it should be good. I'm gonna start it once more. That might be all the fuel on it. Dang. A little tune-up. This would be a real nice motor. Good hot rod hauler or something. Sweet deal. So here's the current setup. We've got the electric fuel pump. Just hook it right to the battery. Starts filling that bowl. But it already took about that much, so I'll go ahead and get some more gas to it. I gotta check the transmission fluid and then see if it's got any brakes, see if it goes into gear, and go from there. All right, let's see if it starts.
mere 7.5 hours later.
Okay, I'm back. We got a snow here. It's been pretty cold here the past few days. So decided to order in a couple parts. Wait until we were done snowing, done with the single digits. Come back and try to get this thing ready to where I can drive it out of here. So I picked up some transmission oil. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but when I did have it running, it was kind of starting to lunge forward in gear. It's because it was in gear. So I put it back up in park, checked the oil. Oil was pretty low. And I want to check and see if these tires here still got some air in them, which it looks like they do. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of the snow off of here. And I have a couple other things I want to spray down, check out, and then we'll get back to the video of getting it out of here. Great. I'm going to have to dig all this out. All right, got some snow off of it. They got quite a bit of snow here, right where I'm at. But engine bay looks good and dry, so that's good. I'm almost tempted to do a will she run right now, but I know it will. Awesome. That's huge. I was getting all worried about needing to put a booster on there. So I feel like doing it today. That was my hand on this other trailer. Ow! Stand back. Perfect.
A little more room.
A lot more room. Oopsie.
Oops, my bad.
All right, so I got my new fuel tank here, and I ran the fuel hose through the vent window up to the carb, and now I'm gonna hook up the fuel pump, fill the bowl in the carb. This way I've got it like this when I'm driving the truck, in case I need to unhook it. So let that run. I got to hook up the battery cables. I got a brake pedal, so it should be good. May as well put a little bit of this down there. Probably wouldn't hurt. Okay, close this hood. Not have to pinch the fuel line too bad. That should be enough.
Do you want me to stand back there?
Yeah. It's a little tight getting out of here.
Yeah. happened?
Just landed in the gear because I got no brakes at all. And the carb's revving up.
Is she just gonna let it cool down a little bit and then try it again?
I might need to crack some of the lines on the calipers or drums. I don't even know what this one's got. It's a gear.
Huh?
Forward and reverse.
Yeah. Ugh, get stuck on these mirrors every time.
It's almost her grave. Got calipers. Wait. Put some PBs and the bleeder screws. See if I can get them to turn.
Something's smoking.
Yeah.
I think that's just all your
All the brake cleaner and everything I sprayed everywhere.
yeah.
Probably right. Oh yeah, got it all over the rotors too. Good. It's holding. Just maybe there's a ton of air in the line. So we probably have to put up the tripod and then maybe pump on it. I'll crack the lines a little bit.
Okay.
I'll lay a tarp down here.
Yeah.
Really like to have brakes. Let's see if I got some brakes here. Okay.
It's pretty muddy.